How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves. And Wolves are close to yet again another huge signing this summer. And Nelson Semedo is close to joining Wolves from Barcelona. Another Portuguese player, shock. But this is what it's all about. Wolves now starting to put the pieces in place for what could be another very special season at the club. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Later on in the video, we'll have some insight from the guys at La Liga Lowdown as well. So, big thanks to them before we kick off. But yeah, this one again, little rumours of it over the last week or few days. But bang, out of the blue, Fabrizio Romano, probably as reliable as they could come at the moment in terms of football journalism, posted around lunchtime today that Wolves are very close to signing Semedo. Bids have been accepted and talks have begun. And then very shortly after, he put the "here we go" that Wolves are basically set to sign him. It's done and it's going to be confirmed this week, pending or due to a medical. First reaction really for me is great. I think he's a very good player. Of course, it's been playing at a club like Barcelona in the current situation they've got is it's always quite difficult. I know financially at the moment Barcelona are in a very difficult place and players will have to leave them. So Semedo is coming in. Of course, he's a player. He's going to know a lot of players at the club already. Portuguese, predominantly playing right back in a back four, but has played right midfield and right wing for Benfica B and Barcelona. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on at right wing back, really, in terms of I think he's a better attacker than he is defender. You could say the same of that for Matt Doherty, Matt Doherty, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. But I think this is a player that has played at an elite level in Champions League competition and for one of the best teams in the world, like Barcelona. So it's going to be really intriguing and interesting to see how he gets on. Last season for Barcelona, only Lionel Messi attempted more dribbles than Semedo. Messi was way ahead, had close to 300. Semedo had 68, and his success rate was 66.2, which is 0.6 or 0.7% different to Messi. So his success rate was pretty strong, to be fair, on the ball, and that's what you'd expect. And then in terms of defensive work as well, he made the third most tackles for Barcelona last season, the second most in the final third. So he's still got that little bit about him defensively, but going forward as well, I think he's going to be a real asset for Wolves. And Nuno has said that he wants to play more possession based and take the game more to teams rather than relying on us to suck up all the pressure and try and counter. So Semedo is going to be a great option on that right hand side to see how he gets on, how he links up with the play. And he is quite a quick player as well, so having him and Neto or Adama or Podence on the same wing is going to be really interesting and really intriguing. He's never quite played as a right wing back before, but I think with his experience as a right winger and as a right back at an elite level, he'll be able to express himself a little bit more, I think. And I'm going to be really interested to see how he gets on. Not really a goal scorer, if I'm honest. He's not scored a huge amount of goals. 2 goals for Barcelona in the league. Got a goal in the Champions League as well. So, not a huge goal scorer. Probably not the levels of Doc over the last year or two. But I think that's something that Nuno can add to his game. He's going to get in the right positions to get more assists and more attempts on goal. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he grows and how he gets on. In terms of the fee, it looks like Wolves have agreed a £29 million fee. So a massive amount of money again for Wolves. But with the likes of Diogo Jota going, I think Wolves fans knew that we wanted to spend quite a bit in that sort of area. Wolves and Nuno said they're not looking to necessarily replace Jota like for like this window. And it's obvious that a lot of that money and a lot of those funds have gone towards this right wing back option in Semedo, who I personally think is a great signing. The fact that we're looking at players now from Barcelona, wherein the fact that 4 or 5 years ago, no disrespect to these teams, we were trying to rely on loan signings off the likes of Norwich and Wigan and stuff like that. It shows that Wolves are taking a bit of a step up now and really cranking up the pressure. Fosun and Wolves aren't afraid to spend the money, and it will be a big signing, and I'm looking forward to seeing it get confirmed. So we'll cross over now to the guys at La Liga Lowdown. They've given us a little bit of information, a little bit of insight on Nelson Semedo and what we can expect from the 26-year-old.
Nelson Semedo looks set to join Wolves from FC Barcelona. My name is Ruairidh from La Liga Lowdown. Just going to give you a quick background on what you can expect to see from Semedo in a Wolves shirt this season. He signed for Barcelona 3 years ago from Benfica for about 30 to 35 million euros, and he was always slated as the replacement for Dani Alves at the Catalan Giants, and I think the fact that he's being sold reflects the fact that he's never really fulfilled that role. He's never consistently given a high enough level of performance for Barcelona. However, if we look at Semedo purely as a footballer, he's fantastically gifted technically. He's got dribbling skills and he's got a really good first touch. Inescapably, pace is a huge part of his game. He likes to get in behind the other fullbacks, the opposing fullbacks. He likes to run at people. And going back the way in terms of, although admittedly to get embarrassed by Alphonso Davies in the Champions League quarterfinals, he's got the recovery pace to get back in and rarely gets beaten one-on-one. I think where he falls down most as a defender is that it's not his natural game and not something he naturally does comfortably. During his time at Benfica in the youth categories, he was always a central midfielder or a winger, and he's never quite sort of had that enjoyment of defending that I think some defenders have, and that holds him back in some senses positionally. He does have that recovery pace to get back and make up for errors sometimes, but I think his general sort of lack of decision making and perhaps just game intelligence has really held him back. Under pressure, he seemed cowed at times by the pressure at Barcelona. Having said that, he's always played in a dysfunctional Barcelona team during his time for the Catalan Giants, on the same flank as Messi, which really complicates things, as he more or less had a whole flank to deal with himself and had been isolated without any defensive cover whatsoever. I think in terms of the whole transfer overall, I really like this signing for Wolves. I think I've noted his flaws there, but as I say, going forward, he's had the odd game where you've looked at him and said he has all the capabilities, all the talent to become one of the best fullbacks or wingbacks in the world. And I think that will really fit in at Nuno, where you perhaps relieve some of the defensive responsibility for him. You give him a bit more space going forward. And I think Nuno, he's bet on himself a little here in the sense that if you get the Semedo that's been at Barcelona the last 3 years, he might be inconsistent and frustrating because you know he's got that potential. But I think Nuno will back himself to give Semedo the right structure and the right players around him in order to maximise Semedo's talent, accentuate what he does well, and hide his deficiencies. Overall, really good signing for Wolves, I think. If Semedo can leave behind his inconsistencies, he could be one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League.
So there we go, another big signing possibly for Wolves this week. When people like John Percy and people like Fabrizio Romano are confirming this, you know it's more or less a done deal and it's going to be confirmed. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this transfer in the comment section down below. One that I'm very happy with. Wolves have obviously filled that void at right wing back. Kiana Hoover, it's obvious now that he's going to be a backup and rotation option and definitely one to look at in the future. But I'm hoping that he'll get a good amount of game time as well. Have Wolves got 1 or 2 left in the bag? I think it's possible before the 5th of October. So guys, I'm sure you're sick of seeing my face now with all this transfer news, but I really do appreciate all the support. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to trust Fosun and trust the process. Come on, it's going to be another great year.